Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching. Yep, that's even more distinctive. Good. All right, back to my station list, because that's what I was working on as a baseline. I've got 7 unloaders, and you claim I have nobody assigned to them? There's no trains in them. 1 of 2, 2 of 2, 1 of 2. Got 4 trains, and 2 of you decided to go to the same place. Thanks a lot, you twits. You're good. You have 2 of them. And you have nobody. What is this for? How are you different than this? I need to take a break. Back in a few. So, for those who are looking at what I'm doing, this dedicated route naming stuff, and opining that I could have just simply wasting my time here, I agree with you. In the time I've spent setting up and fiddling with train routes and paths and names, I could have just built a dedicated yellow and blue science neighborhood. Yippee! Hey, thanks for the YouTube subscription. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Oh, we've crossed 600 hours. Look at that. Okay, so I'm comfortable with this. I'm not really comfortable with what I've done here with the blue. Well, as you've probably seen, the plan for today is to figure out where I'm routing trains at a lower and lower source. And I'm learning what sciences go together. I was just opining that I could have, in the time I've been screwing around with these naming conventions and renaming stations and rerouting trains, I could have just simply built a blue science and a yellow science neighborhood out here. But I only say that with the knowledge I've gained over the last couple of days of fiddling with the station names. If I hadn't been trying to route these resource trains correctly, I wouldn't have been able to figure out which ones go together. So what I'm trying to do, well, let's take a look at this. Here's red and green science, right? And I know it's a bit clumsy because of the names being smashed together. But essentially, all of red and green science are taken care of right here. And these iron feeds support it. So everything red and green science is being done right here. I call that a neighborhood, right? Kind of like I've developed a neighborhood here, which is a big neighborhood for all of these rocket silos. I'm calling this a complex, but I've kept the green circuits in a region that's where they're needed, right? So all these green circuits are used by these blue circuits, these speed mods, and these red circuits. So this is, to me, a neighborhood. And then this whole thing is like a complex. And I did the same thing here with red and green science after I'd realized I'd screwed it up. And now I'm analyzing this, and I've got the military and the purple and the yellow and the blue. Gray, yeah. And I'm trying to find out who feeds whom, right? I've got these little patterns that I've developed of plastic, green circuit, red circuit. So a red circuit build, regardless of what it's doing, it needs that much plastic. It needs, 24 plastic, 21 plastic, and then it needs this much green circuits, 16 green circuits, which I can do there. So I've got this little recurring pattern of this, this, and this. Well, I'm trying to avoid putting everything in one area. Like for a while, I had all my red circuits right here, and it just created massive congestion. So the idea of the neighborhood is to localize traffic. So like if I had more space or if I had done it better, I would have put these prod mods right with these things. But basically, the trains that are feeding the prod mods, this train is only going from here to here, right? It's only traveling along this route. So that's local traffic. And then the same thing is that the green circuits that are feeding the red circuits and that are feeding the prod mods are only traveling along that same distance. So now I'm trying to figure that out, not just at the intermediate level, but also at the plate level. Because obviously I'm not putting any ore on a train. So this copper, where does this copper supply go? You know, who's going to use it, and how can I localize that traffic? So part of what I've been trying to do is I've gotten to the more complex builds. I've realized that my naming convention for these things has become confusing to me. And so I'm trying to standardize out a naming convention, and that has resulted in me having to rename a lot of things. But it's becoming the only way I can keep track of who's going where. And who I have not assigned yet. And I kind of have to play games with who's going, you know, with standardized naming. Hi, Faceless Man. You getting close, ain't you, baby? 1 week and 1 day. They started you on a Friday? I can't believe I need 2 trains for this. That's going to be too many trains for this. Why would you no longer be working? Because I've got too many of these. Oh, okay. I have a hard time believing that there's 2 trains for this. Oh, I see what I'm doing. I'm double using it here and here. Oh, you got unassigned. That's what happened. Because you are not the same as you. Why do you say yellow? You should say purple. Yeah, that is kind of where they are. All right, so that naming is standardized. So we've got 2 of those stations and 2 of those trains. And I think I've got too many of those trains, so. Yeah. Well, when I started my previous job, my orientation was 3 hours away, and the company put me up at a hotel for the 2 or 3 days I was there. It ended up being a week. Okay. I'm looking at these trying to see if I've got things that I could have done inconsistently, but why are you still yellow when this is a purple thing? I must have had a copy pasta error. All right, I'm good with all that. So this is copper that is being used for blue science, red and green. Really, you won't leave and you won't go in. Oh, there we go. That should wrap all of this up. Good. I think I've got too many pipe trains. I have no gear trains. That strikes me as odd. Where did my gear trains go? I know I've had gear trains before. But apparently not. I need a gear train from here to here. Because I got gears delivered. I done gotten gears done delivered. here. Oops. All right, so you are going to be picking up from here until you are full. No. First of all, we're getting rid of this. Oh, now you decided to change perspectives when I didn't want you to. So we're going to go to this gear train template, and we're going to remove this schedule. So this is 2402. Welcome to February. All we want is the trains. I'm going to have to start recording train fuel for the next one, huh? Now, if that's cleared, you're going to come here until you're full. And you're going to come here until you are empty and 60 seconds has passed. Or 60 seconds has passed. Good. That's still generic. I'll deal with that in a little bit. Let's get some naming conventions going here. So what's being exported here is blue circuits. And those blue circuits are going where? They are going directly to yellow. So let's check our station names and see if we're standardizing correctly. Yeah, this is named wrong. That's better. Good. You're just a red circuit unloader. Is that how I want that to be? So if a subcomponent is going directly to the item, and we just do this. But if it's shared, then it's more confusing, and we do this. Okay. This needs to get a rename. All right, so we're getting engines loaded here and unloaded here. I need to get rid of that additional little thing, and it's really bugging me that it's there. So while I do other things, I'm going to take a train coming down here, and I'm going to eventually fix that. That's good, that's good, that's good. We were at this. You're all set. Blue loading. Okay. So now we're going to ignore the generic copper, and we're going to ignore the generic research unloader. It probably doesn't serve me well that I named all these with research labs, but stations. I think what I'm going to do is name these station. So that they will sort differently. What are you? All right, so you should be, who do you go to? You go to purple. Good. You should have a partner here. But that fricking behavior. Oh, yeah, okay, now it works. Yeah. And you've already got it. Oh, because I've got two of them. Good. For some reason, that one decided, hey, yeah, I'll do that. All right, so this is incorrect because it's got to be rails here. I'm not used to that throat clearing thing. I don't know what's going on, but I'll get it addressed. Steel, we're not going to touch yet. I know I've got to deal with iron here as well, right? Yeah, I've got an iron and a stick unload I've got to deal with. No, wait a minute. Well, let me focus on taking care of these things. All right, good. So you three are all dedicated to that. Of course, he didn't change. There's only these 3 trains. So this steel is actually dedicated to rails. I had another one I forgot about. Did I really dedicate both of you to this purple? That means all 5 of you are dedicated to purple? I couldn't have done that. There's no way. Because that can't... It's not sustainable. Ah, you puggers. Oh, man. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Well, I've screwed it up now. I might as well finish it. Good. Now I like the rest of them. Which is how I want it. Good. Hi, Etra. How are you? I'm trying to figure out train names, station names. Trying to standardize station names. Where's your partner? Military science. That's good. Okay, so we were looking at rails. Got distracted. Oh, how do I pronounce this? So that would be Schauschel? Schausched? Schausched? We're going with Schausched. Thank you for the follow. For following, you get your name on a cargo wagon, and in this case, the cargo wagon is a copper train in Saudi Arabia. Western Saudi Arabia, so it's kind of nice. Hope you like the hot weather. Thanks for the follow. Yes, I shut this one off. So this is purple stone for rails. Good. I'll wait for it to dock. Good. You're taken care of except for your steel, so we're just going to ignore you. You're taking care of. You're as good as you're gonna get. Except for steel. You've got shared engines. Lube is only there. This is green circuits for. Oh, I'm missing a colon. There we go. That's better. That's better. 2 trains, 3 stations. Yeah, that's about right. One services the one down there, one services the one up here. Your name's good, your name's okay. You're fine. Let's go back to the station names. Okay, good. I've got something going on with bricks that I don't remember. Only got one unloader here. I'm going to have to look into that brick thing. So why don't I have 2 of these? What's your other one's name? We have to update this name. But of course it doesn't take me where I want it to take me. I want to go right here. Fucking thing. That is so much a bug. Okay, I have double-clicked, triple-clicked on this particular station. I have clicked here. And finally it lets me go to that station. Alright, so now we'll try this again. Nope, still not right. Because those 2 should show up next to each other. So where's your partner? Where is there a gray and purple that I am not seeing? Two trains with this stop. fucker. God damn it. So fucking annoying. So what's different that you would not show up next to each other? So is it the loader or the unloader that doesn't show up in my list correctly? So the unloader does not seem to have a correct valid name. So there's the loader. And it's going to the... Oh, okay. Because I was looking at trains, not at stations. Alright, so that's normalized, that's normalized, that's normalized. That's all normalized. You're good. I'm going to ignore that for the moment. There is this. I thought I already fixed this, but I guess not. So this is purple science. Furnace brick unloader. Yeah, so you have a dedicated name. Let's make sure I'm not screwing myself over here. You do not have enough brick. If I add you, you have lots of extra brick. So you're short 36 brick. But you need brick. And I give you all of this brick. And you're short 35 brick. If I give you this, you're over by 36. If I add this in, and I give you this, then I have one extra. So what I've done is I've taken and said, you're dedicated to this, and you two are dedicated to this. Jesus, what the hell am I listening to? And so you are generic, but you're not really generic. What you are is military and purple. And for military, you are walls. And for purple, you are furnaces. And then I have two unloaders here. And I really made my life complicated by not just making more brick and more red. And then this has a second unloader as well. And to be honest, I should probably add an extra unloader here. I think I will do that. I've done it in other places, so I've done it before. I'll do it again. So what we'll have is two unloading stations for those two and one unloading station for here. I am going to need Lycum, I think. I'd rather summon him and not need him. So we're going to keep you there. We have to go to a C in order to be able to get your alignment. But we've got to get your filter inserters from here. I've had this problem before. And I'm just going to cheat it this way again. Because what I'm trying to do is supplement. I'm not trying to add a new. I'm not adding an additional belt in here to feed these things. All right, let's not get after. I didn't want them trees. Okay, now we'll get after it. I have no rails. I will bring the train that, or the spider that has rails over. That should be able to build all that. So that's the shared one, and that's not the shared one. I want the shared name here. That's not what I wanted. I want those two dedicated here, so I want this one named just that. Fuck out of the way. Go pick that up. So that's not what I want. Yeah, I had that wrong. Empty cargo time passed, 60. Yeah, right. That's what I wanted. You two do that. That way, I have 2 dedicated trains for this, and I have 1 dedicated train for this. And then I have 1 dedicated train for this. Nice. And you should have 2 potential stops, because there should be 2 of these. Trains at this stop, but stations is 2. Good. And turns out I didn't need like them. That's all right. I'll ride like them back. It's not far. So, back to this, which is what I was looking at. Purple steel. How many of these purple steel stations are there? That's wrong. Alrighty. Rails and furnaces. Well, electric furnace comes before rail. Guten Morgen, wir Gents.